guys, it's Tim Weaver from CMVG and I'm here with Andy Hartup from Xbox World. How you doing, Andy?
Yeah, I'm great, thanks.
Good. So, Assassin's Creed 3. Doing a bit of hunting. Andy, I believe that you went over to Montreal and you saw this actually in action before anyone else in the world.
Yep, no, I went over to Montreal a couple of weeks before E3 to see this, and saw the Boston demo that they showed at E3 as well. Got to chat with the guys. Yeah, really interesting. So hunting is it's a big deal in Assassin's Creed 3. It's it's something to do in the sort of in New England, which is sort of like a big sort of wooded area in between the cities. But it's also like it feeds into the game's economy system, because obviously you hunt, you get pelts, you get meat, you sell it to people. So yeah, it's quite a big deal.
And it looks very that sort of section there looked very much like the traditional Assassin's model, except replacing pieces of wood hanging outside of buildings with pieces of wood hanging out the size of a tree trunk.
Yeah, wood before it's left the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really pleased with their forest environments. Actually, they were saying that a lot of forests can they can feel just like building blocks. Like tree number 3 put next to tree number 2.
Yeah.
Copy and paste. And to be fair, the forests in Assassin's 3 do feel they feel really dynamic.
Will there be a sort of Red Dead style animal sort of ecosystem? I mean, we've seen wolves, we've seen deer here. Is that the extent of the animals, or haven't they revealed that?
No, they have talked about it, and they have said that it's not like wolves are going to turn up every time you make a kill. They just will sometimes. It's not going to be the same sort of level. It's not going to be the same depth as in Red Dead, because there you would occasionally see wolves chasing something across the plains, and you'd have nothing to do with it. I think this is sort of more random encounters. Okay. Really.
So we're getting to a camp here. How prevalent are these things? I mean, how often will you come across these kind of things in the wilderness?
Well, there's plenty of these dotted around. They were saying that the wilderness is about it's bigger than the whole of Brotherhood, like the whole of Brotherhood's Rome, which was enormous.
Really?
Yeah.
Blimey.
And that's just the wilderness, so it's not including like cities like Boston and New York, which are going to be in it as well. So there's going to be plenty of these. I mean, I think they've made it a lot more like Skyrim, for sort of lack of a better comparison, because what you can do is you can queue up your missions. You randomly find these little camps, you go hunting, you kill people in the wilderness. There's plenty to do, and loads of sort of side missions to take on, and you get your side missions from these little settlements.
And within these camps, presumably you can sell your pelts and you can stock up on things and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, in the demo, what you just saw is Connor went and sold that deer meat to one of the butchers in there, and the butcher was saying, this will feed me for a month. So, it's and I assume Connor's either going to get money for that, or he's going to get some sort of favour from the guy later on. God knows what that would be. And this is going to be another element to the wilderness gameplay, which you see now. He's taken another mission. He's been tasked with killing a Templar. I think his name is Silas, who is holed up in this military fort here. He's a Templar. He just happens to be with the British,
right? I'm
assured.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that we've seen Connor kill absolutely nothing but British people throughout all the demos.
Yeah.
So there's going to be plenty of these little forts to fight your way through as well.
So talk us about the combat here. How is it changed from the other Assassins?
Well, this is a completely new combat system. They've been working on Assassin's 3 since the team finished Assassin's Creed 2. So Brotherhood and Revelations were made by an entirely different team, and they've completely overhauled it. I think just looking at it, in motion, it's really fluid. Assassin's 2 was sort of quite concerned with counter kills, and it felt quite awkward because you just sort of stand there blocking until someone attacks you, then you counter kill them. This, you can flow in between kills a lot more smoothly. The enemies will counter you. It feels a lot more sort of fluid and nice to both play and look at.
Yeah, and visually, I mean, the game is pretty outstanding. I mean, it looks really nice. I don't know whether it's just because we're watching it on a snazzy iPad screen at this very moment, or whether it really does look this good.
No, it does look great. Yeah, and this is a demo that's running on a PS3, and PS3 developers have always found it very difficult to get to grips with, and often it's the PS3 version that suffers. So you've seen this. You can only imagine what it's going to be like on places like the PC and 360, and of course it's going to be on Wii U as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we're seeing him approach the fort from a different angle here.
Yeah, he's sort of going in through the back door, and you can see him. You know, he climbs on all the rock faces and stuff like that. It's just another element to the free running. It feels really natural, and you know, I think it's a great addition to it. Really, I mean, they've done the wilderness really well. When I first sort of heard that they were doing wilderness, I thought, well, that's not great because.
But they did originally talk about doing plenty of that in the first Assassins, wasn't there? They were supposed to be like that.
They did, and that's the reason I was put off, because in the first Assassins there was the Holy Land, which was in between like Jerusalem and Acre and things like that, and it was boring as hell. Like there was nothing to do there.
Yeah. But they were talking, you know, their original plan for that was to do exactly what they're doing here, which is like fill it full of all these. I don't know whether they were hamstrung by tech or what. I don't know. Maybe they just know the hardware a lot better now, and they can.
Yeah, I mean the first. I don't think the first Anvil engine. This is running on a new version. It just wasn't up to it. But you know, this is, you know, obviously it's later in the console's lifespan. They know what they're doing with it.
Yeah, we're seeing the beauty of gunpowder here.
Yeah. Primitive exploding barrels.
Yeah,
who knew?
But you know, I guess guns and ammunition will come into play a lot more this time around.
Yeah. You've seen here he's pinched a rifle off a rack, and you can actually pinch rifles off people like mid combat. You can running assassinate. The ways to kill people has been significantly increased in Assassin's 3, and that can only be a good thing.